Good afternoon. Welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills. This is Brock Shimano. Today is Wednesday the 11th, one day before the September WASDE report, and we had a bit of a sleepy trade today. Let's turn right over to Fire Tip, see where we're at here. Corn for December trading up 3.5. We had November beans trading up 3.25. Wheat in Chicago up 1.5, and Kansas City wheat was unchanged on the day. You know, really, it's going to be very interesting tomorrow. I know we have some expectations that the USDA very well may lower some acreage, lower some yield for both corn and soybeans. Brock, can you walk us through the expectations, since that will really guide the trade tomorrow?
You know, we talked about these earlier in the week, but let's just review what the numbers actually look like. These are the average of the analyst guess pulled by Reuters. If you take a look at the left-hand column there, what we want to look at there is the yield for both corn and soybeans. Corn, we're looking for a slight revision lower by about 0.7 of a bushel per acre. Not a big revision there. I think where the revision and the possible fireworks tomorrow is going to be in the soybeans yield revision lower. It looks like the average of the analyst guesses for revision lower by about 1.4 bushels per acre. So that's substantial, and that really cuts into the overall production by about 115 million bushels. So that's a number we're going to have to watch tomorrow. Another couple sets of numbers that we want to look at is the ending stocks that are projected for 13-14 here. Take a look at the left-hand column. The average of the analyst guess for corn for 13-14 is 1.7 billion bushels roughly of ending stocks. For soybeans, 165 million bushels of ending stocks there. And that's a big revision from what we saw in August. If you take a look at the right-hand column, 220 is what we saw in August by the USDA. So this would be another revision by about 55 million bushels to the soybean ending stocks. That's a substantial cut to those stocks there.
Yeah, absolutely, and that could really move the market higher on the initial move. But I guess the question I have here is, throughout August we had a very dry August, and of course that affected soybeans in particular as it was developing, as it was going through its reproductive stage. Now, I guess what my question is that this bullish news, this bullish weather market that we've seen driving prices higher here, if we get the market, or if we get the USDA coming out within the average analyst guess, we could see the market move higher. But do you think we have potential to continue this rally beyond a few days after the report? I guess my real question is, now that the bullish news will start to subside, don't you think that there's a possibility that we see this market move sideways or even drift lower as we move toward the possibility of South American production and production scares?
You know, I'm right there with you, Cody. If we don't get an overly bullish report tomorrow for soybeans, I think we could get that initial spike higher, start to see some selling, as we had quite a run up in the last month or so. We've seen funds get incredibly long over the last month as well. So if they start to abandon ship, start to sell some of their longs, we could see some shorts added as well, and I think we could really sell after the initial spike. You know, the spike could last a day or two, but like you said, you know, I think the potential, if we don't get an overly bullish report tomorrow, we could see a little bit of selling over the next couple of days.
And of course, as you talked about earlier before the show, really the wild card here is demand, because we could see, you know, increased demand even as people are concerned about the production of the U.S., at least in the short term, as countries try and lock in some of that the bookings. We will have export sales come out tomorrow. Let's just quickly go over the estimates there, or the expectations. Corn expectations for the new crop really is 400 to 500,000 metric tons. We're looking soybeans 650 to 800,000 metric tons, and wheat 450 to 650,000 metric tons. You know, Brock, I think for the most part that wraps up today's show. We do have some expectations here that I think if the USDA meets them, could really move the market, could really kind of scare the market and cause a little bit of volatility. So guys, make sure that you're paying attention tomorrow. If you have positions on, be ready to potentially margin some funds. Guys, other than that, give us a call at 877-472-4607 if you have any questions, and you can also follow us on Twitter or follow us on Facebook. We'll see you tomorrow for the show.